Why is life so hard? Structural and societal challenges. Explained. Life isn't fair, but for some, it feels impossibly unfair. Why do so many people feel like they're stuck, working hard but never getting ahead? Today, let's explore the structural and societal challenges that make it so hard for millions of people to thrive. 1. The invisible rules. First, let's talk about the invisible rules, the systems shaping our lives that we didn't vote for and often don't even notice. Most people are told, go to school, get a job, save money, and someday you'll retire comfortably. But this ideal path assumes one thing, that the system itself is fair and offers equal opportunities. The reality is much different. Start with education. Where you're born often determines the quality of schools you attend. Wealthier areas have better funded schools, more resources, and smaller class sizes. Meanwhile, students in poorer neighborhoods face overcrowding, underfunding, and fewer opportunities. This creates a cycle. Poor education leads to fewer job options, which leads to lower wages, which then affects the next generation. 2. The cost of living versus wages. Even for those who manage to get a decent job, there's a massive gap between wages and the cost of living. In the past, wages and the cost of living rose together. But over the last few decades, wages have stayed mostly the same, while everything else got more expensive. Housing takes a huge chunk of income. Healthcare can drain savings, and even basic groceries are costing more. It's no wonder people feel like they're drowning. To make ends meet, many take on multiple jobs, but working longer hours often comes at the expense of health, family, and education. It's a brutal cycle that's hard to escape. 3. Debt. A modern-day trap. Debt is another invisible trap. Student loans, credit card debt, medical bills, these pile up fast. And once you're in debt, it's hard to get out. Interest ensures that the longer you take to pay off debt, the more you owe. This hits low-income families the hardest because they don't have the extra cash to pay off loans quickly. For many, debt is a constant source of stress. It limits choices, creates fear, and can even affect mental health. 4. Healthcare, a broken system. Healthcare is supposed to heal us, but for millions, it's a financial nightmare. Even with insurance, out-of-pocket costs for emergencies, surgeries, or chronic conditions can bankrupt families. And without insurance, it's even worse. This forces people to make impossible choices: pay rent or get treatment, buy food or buy medicine. No one should have to choose between survival and health. 5. Discrimination and bias. Then there's discrimination. Race, gender, age, and even your name can influence how people treat you. Studies have shown that job applicants with names perceived as ethnic are less likely to get callbacks, even when their qualifications are identical. Women, particularly women of color, often earn less than their male counterparts for the same work. These biases create additional hurdles, forcing many to work twice as hard for half the recognition. 6. The wealth gap. At the heart of all these issues is the growing wealth gap. The rich are getting richer, while the poor and middle class are struggling to stay afloat. In many countries, a tiny percentage of people control most of the wealth. This isn't just about luxury, it's about power. Wealth influences politics, policies, and opportunities. When wealth dictates policy, the needs of everyday people often get ignored. 7. What can we do? So, what can we do about these structural and societal challenges? Change is hard, but it's not impossible. We can push for policies that make housing, education, and healthcare more affordable. We can demand fair wages and workplace protections. And most importantly, we can support leaders and organizations fighting for equality and justice. Real change happens when people come together. It's not easy, but it's worth it. The challenges we face today are big, but so is our potential to overcome them. Let's work together to build a fairer, more just world for everyone. Subscribe, like, share, and comment.